Have you gone through a massive heartache throughout your twin flame journey? Like your heart has broken into pieces. Like you've gone through this intense pain around your heart chakra. This is your heart awakening. Your twin flame will trigger not only your spiritual awakening, but your heart awakening. Your heart literally does need to break in order to open up to unconditional love. My name is Angela Cleary. I'm a feminine empowerment coach. I specialize in healing after narcissistic abuse, and I also offer twin flame and spiritual guidance. We all know what heartbreak feels like. We've all been there. And it's a different kind of pain than anything we've ever gone through. It's that deep, deep heartbreak pain. And we've got, like, for me personally, I've gone through a heart awakening more than once throughout my awakening journey. But since I met my twin flame last year, I've gone through at least two or three heart awakenings in the last year. And it has not been easy. It isn't easy to go through that intense pain. Oh my God. Like, you know, I describe my purges. Like, we go through emotional purges on this journey. We literally, the whole objective of your heart breaking open is to break you open to those wounds. Like, what we do, we protect ourselves. We put up these barriers, we put up these walls due to our past trauma, due to our childhood trauma, but mainly toxic relationship trauma. So we put up these walls, like these steel walls, these stone walls, whatever you want to call it. And we block our heart off to love. We block our heart off to receiving love anyway. We try to give it as much as we can, but we can't receive it anymore. And we have to have it break. You know, Rumi has that quote, your heart has to break for it to open. You know, and it really does. And, you know, only when you understand that you can actually put up with the pain, I suppose. Is that a good way of putting it? You know, I describe it. When I've gone through my purges or my deep, deep heart healing, I will cry and I will cry. I will scream. I will literally just, it's tense, it's emotional, it's personal. I've dehydrated with the pain or with the tears I've cried. I've gotten headaches from that dehydration, and from, you know, if you cry so intensely, you'll actually get a headache. You know what I mean? It's the proper hyperventilating kind of crying. And it's horrible. It's a horrible experience, but because I know I'm on this journey and because I know it's gotta, like, you know, this is the thing. If you've got any kind, like, this isn't even connected to your heart. For example, if you want to buy new clothes and your wardrobe is full of shitty clothes that you don't wear anymore, you know, how are you going to fit the clothes into the wardrobe? You're not. You have to get rid of the old. Same with any kind of energy in your life. If you've got negative energy, negative people in your life, you have to let them go in order to receive in the high vibrational soul tribe that you deserve. So when it comes to your heart chakra, you have to clear out the shitty stuff if you want it to embody unconditional love. So that's the secret. Like, how are you supposed to let out the trauma if there's a wall up preventing good love from coming in? And obviously, even if you opened that heart and don't let out the stuff that's in it, you're not going to be able to fit in the unconditional love. So the more we purge, the more we let go of everything that's hurting us, that's been a pain or, you know, traumatic towards us. It's only in letting go of that can we embody unconditional love. And the unconditional love is always there. You know, we kind of question if it's possible for us to love, if it's possible for us to be loved, because we've never known it. You know, what like, you know, when you think about it, what was your model of love growing up? Did you ever witness a loving relationship through your parents? Like, if your parents' relationship was volatile, that's your model of love. If your parents separated, or if you were abandoned by a parent, that's your idea of love. If you witnessed your remaining parent in their relationships, which were volatile, that's your model of love. So that's why we attracted toxic relationships in the past, because we felt that love was toxic and that's all there was. So we close up even more after those toxic relationships because we see that that's what love is. And we don't believe that unconditional love can exist. We've been conditioned to believe otherwise. And another thing is when we've conditioned to settle. Marry the farmer down the road because he's got money. That kind of energy. And it's just like, where's the love? You know, where is the love? Black Eyed Peas is coming into my head. But like, you know what I mean? So literally, like, where is it? You know, when we've been told to settle, when we've been told to marry for security, we don't need men to build us fires anymore. We really fucking don't. I can build my own fire, thank you very much. You know what I mean? We need energetic protection, emotional protection, soul protection, not this providing energy. But we have to, we don't even know this. You know, we're, like, before I healed my shit, like, I literally was like, I need to be protected. I need a man to do everything. No, you fucking don't. I can do everything myself, thank you very much. I've been single for a very long time. I know how to do stuff. I can hang my own pictures now. You know what I mean? This is it, like, you know, but all we've ever known before we go on this healing journey, all we've ever known is toxicity. So, like, we're afraid to open our heart to love, and we're afraid to face what's within us. I think that's the hardest part of facing our truth, facing our trauma, facing our healing, is that we're just afraid of that darkness. We're afraid to revisit it. We're afraid to relive it. And that's what that pain is when our heart opens or breaks open, when we go through a heart awakening. It literally is that trauma resurfacing, and it's horrible. It is horrible, but I've been in my deepest purges, screaming at the fucking wall. Sorry, I have "You Are Enough" written on my wall. And when I was going through these purges, and obviously my unworthiness wound was re-triggered, I'd be screaming at the wall going, "That's fucking lies, you know what I mean? Not thinking I was worthy or I was enough. I would be going through these intense, these purges, oh my God. But every time I was going through it, I kept saying to myself, there's a lot of shit here. Like, I've been introspecting for a long time now, since 2018. So I've been purging a lot since 2018. But when I was going through my heart awakenings after meeting my twin in the physical, it was the worst. It was so bad. And then I realized, oh my God, I've been digging deep for a long, long time. You know, digging all that shit out for a long time. And now I'm finding stuff that was buried beneath the stuff I buried beneath that. So I found stuff that was way deep down. And I'm like, what the actual fuck? Like, I'm after purging so much pain and trauma already. How is there still so much left? But the best thing I felt throughout it was like, wow, the minute this is gone, I'm going to be able to make room for something bigger. And I said, the bigger the purge, the bigger the room. So the bigger the reward, the bigger the love. And that's actually really something that got me through all of those purges, was literally saying to myself, there's still a lot of shit in here. I can't welcome in my divine union or my inner union if that shit's still here. So I have to work through it. And not even that I have to. I'm at the stage now where when I was going through that anyway, I was at the stage then that I was like, not do I have to, I want to. I don't want to live in this pain anymore. And, you know, going through those hard awakenings, I realized that I was actually afraid to be loved. And that's what it is. We're afraid to be loved because we don't see love as safe. We've only ever known unsafety in love. We've only ever been treated badly in love. So we don't think of love as a safe haven. And it's funny because my twin flame, he's the first person I've ever met that actually makes me feel safe again. He makes me feel like a girl. You know, I've always been in my masculine energy when I've been in relationships, and, you know, even friendships, I'm in my masculine energy all the time because I don't feel safe. And he makes me feel like a woman, and he makes me feel safe enough to be in my feminine energy. And it's funny, like, because I don't know, it's just even buying things, like I buy pink, and I have so many pink things now because I'm just I never bought pink stuff. I haven't bought pink stuff for years. You know what I mean? I black was my color, like, you know, and now I have loads of pink things, and I'm just like, what the actual fuck, like, you know, I'm so girly now. I was I used to be such a tomboy. I never had a handbag. You know what I mean? I used to have all my stuff in my pockets and stuff, or in my bra. You know what I mean? So I was never a girly girl. You know, and I started to get more feminine as I've healed, obviously, over the last few years. But in the last year, everything is pink. There's so much pink. I love it. You know what I mean? My inner child loves it as well, because that's a part of our journey. We're healing our inner child. But, like, I feel like a girl. It's like it took me over 30 years to ever feel feminine, like, you know what I mean? So that's another thing that we do know about our twin, or that does happen with this heart awakening. We start to feel safe again. We feel safe in our twin's company anyway. That's something that's so profound on this journey. We've never felt safe in relationships before, and we just feel so safe in our twin flames energy. But this is the bonus of the heart awakening, is to feel safe again, to feel safe, to be loved. And I got to a stage where I was after going through another purge, and I was like, I'm not scared anymore. I'm not scared anymore. Now, don't get me wrong, it's the bipolar effect. Like, literally, I went through a stage, I'm not scared anymore. Then I had to go through the unworthiness wound again, and it keeps coming up and up and up and down. Oh, it's crazy. Do you know what I mean? But like, yeah, so like, but we do get to a stage where we actually start to understand what it's all for. We understand that this heartache is for a reason. You know what I mean? And where our heart does have to break. So if you're going through that heartbreak pain, that's actually an important part of your journey. That is a really important part in order for you to open your heart to love, to unconditional love. Not just for your twin flame, but for yourself and for everything around you. This is the beauty of unconditional love. You start to see the world with childlike wonder. You go outside and it's like you're seeing the world for the first time. You're seeing everything as if you're seeing it with fresh eyes. So everything embodies love. You can feel love. Everything is just love. Love is the frequency, and love is everywhere. So like, when your heart does open and heart does awaken, you literally just feel love for everything. You see the love in every situation. You could be, I'm just thinking, like, I went through an obstacle last week, and like, literally, there's so much love to be found in it. The support I had, it's just like, people are, I love people, like, do you know what I mean? Where I used to hate people, whereas now I love everyone and everything, and I just see such love in people. I see such love in the world, and you appreciate the love around you more. You know what I mean? Like, there's times like I'll just completely pause everything I'm doing and cuddle my fur babies, and it's just like, oh my god, like, it gets to the stage where you want to eat them. You literally want to bite your dog or your cat. You're like, you taste so good, because you just love them so much. It's crazy. And it's just like, I've actually literally looked at my animals lately and gone, what the fuck, like, you're just so cute. How are you this cute? You know what I mean? And that's the kind of energy you get when you're literally in this unconditional love energy. So, this heartache is for something amazing, because everything you look at is just beautiful. I'm just so cute. You know what I mean? It's a great energy to be in. And it's love is a healing frequency anyway. So when we understand that our heart, if we heart awaken through the pain with love, and understand the whole objective of this pain is love. I know that's hard to fathom. You know what I mean? Why am I so, like, when we're in the depths of it, we're like, I'm so angry, I'm so upset, I'm so, why me, I hate everyone, my twin is after doing this. Your twin, you should be really grateful to your twin. We get so angry with our twin for triggering our pain. They just triggered what was already inside you. So like, literally, they're actually helping you to get rid of the shit so that you can heal and let the love in. So, when we're in that depths of despair and going so, angry towards them, it's like, hello, this trigger is so important. Our triggers are actually something we could look at with love. I love love. You know what I mean? We should look at our triggers with love, because in actual fact, everything we're purging, every single pain and trauma we're excavating, getting fucking rid of, is literally because of love. We need to let go of this heavy shit. It's toxic. It's toxic energy. All that trauma is toxic. It's toxic, and it's bubbling up inside you. How can you let unconditional love in when there's just, you need to fucking sanitize that place. Like, you need to get rid of that shit. Like, you know what I mean? So let it all go. Purge it all out. Cry, scream. Do what you have to let it go. Because at the bottom of that pain is unconditional love. For yourself, for this world, and for your twin flame. And that's when inner union comes in. That's when that unconditional love will just literally radiate all around you. And you will just start to look at everything with love. And I just love love. Do you know what I mean? So it's all, heart awakening is awakening you to that love that you deserve. So trust the process, be kind to yourself throughout, nurture yourself, and be kind to your inner child throughout this as well. And I promise you, it is so, so worth it to get rid of that pain and to embody unconditional love. So thank you so much for listening today, and I really hope this resonates. If it does, please like and share, and please subscribe to my channel so I can reach as many people as possible. And if you would like help on your journey, please book me for a free discovery call today, and I'd love nothing more than to help on your path.